wasn't popular with everyone. He criticized the ruling class, the scribes and Pharisees, the priests and the elders of the land for hypocrisy. They felt threatened by Jesus and they hated him. Our story begins when Jesus had been teaching for 3 years, and the time of the Jewish Passover feast was approaching. He had decided to spend Passover in Jerusalem, much to the dismay of his disciples, since they knew he would be more vulnerable there. Now Jesus is entering Jerusalem through the famous Golden Gate, accompanied by his disciples, and he is being greeted by the cheering crowds.
Jesus! Jesus! Jesus!
That man has got to be stopped. We are losing the respect of the people. There will be a riot soon, and we will have the Romans on our backs as well. Do you know what he did today?
What did he do, Caiaphas?
He stormed into the temple courtyard, turned over the tables of money changers, and called the temple of God a den of thieves. Then he went straight into the temple and started teaching the people. And he's not one of us.
No, he didn't. What did you say to him?
I asked him by whose authority he had done all that, but he wouldn't say. He just asked me a question about that other troublemaker, John the Baptist, trying to trick me. When I wouldn't answer, neither would he.
He wouldn't answer you, the high priest? What insolence!
We could arrest him. He has said some terrible things about us, and he encourages the mob to break the law. He even walks about and does his strange tricks on the Sabbath.
Yes, and I heard him threatening to destroy our sacred temple, and then rebuild it in just 3 days. Sacrilegious rubbish. He definitely should be locked up.
Locking up is no good. The people are on his side. No, we have to convict him of blasphemy against God so that we can have him executed. That's the only way to stop this nonsense.
But how do we arrest him? His followers will resist. If only we knew where he went off to at night. Then we could catch him on his own.
I think I may be able to help.
Judas Iscariot? One of his own close band of renegades? How could you possibly help us?
I know where he goes at night. I can lead you to him.
Why would you do that? Are you the only peasant who doesn't believe in him?
What has belief got to do with it? This is a financial affair, if you get my meaning.
Yes, I understand you perfectly. How much do you want?
30 pieces of silver. I think he's worth that much to you.
Here you are, 30 pieces of silver. Come and find me at the temple when an opportune moment arrives. But make it soon, and don't go back on this deal, or there won't be any place of hiding for you in Israel.
A week goes past uneventfully, and eventually Judas gets his chance. Jesus and his 12 disciples need a quiet room to celebrate the first day of Passover. The first day of the unleavened bread had come, and the time of the Passover had risen. Jesus prepared his disciples for the feast that was to come.
John, Peter, go and prepare the Passover meal for us, so that we may eat it.
Where do you want us to prepare the meal?
When you have entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house he enters, and say to the owner of the house, "The teacher's hour has come. The teacher will keep the Passover at your house with his disciples.
Yes, Rabbi.
Oh, for crying out loud, where is this man?
I don't know, Peter. We walked for over an hour. Wait, I think I see him. The teacher's hour has come. The teacher will keep the Passover at your house with his disciples.
You are speaking of Jesus the Nazarene? It would serve me great honor to host a rabbi and his followers.
John, Peter, and the host helped prepare the house for the feast of the Passover. Eventually, Jesus and the rest of the 12 arrived at the host house, and they gathered for the meal.
Where's the servant to wash our feet?
Fine job you two did, preparing for this meal.
I did exactly what Jesus sent me to do. No more, no less.
Don't try to blame me either. The owner of the house should have seen to this.
So we're supposed to eat this holy meal with someone's dirty feet in our faces? I think not. You two, Peter and John, messed up. You could be the foot washers.
Not me. I'm one of the great ones, the special ones. I was taken on the mount when Jesus was transfigured.
So was I, and I was allowed into the house when he raised the dead.
So Judas, you can wash the feet.
I have enough to do keeping track of my money. Besides, I have things on my mind tonight.
Matthew used to handle all the dirty tax money. Foot washing wouldn't be much of a stretch.
Forget it. Washing feet is a servant's job. The lowest servant's job.
Don't look at me. I'm not washing any feet.
Lord, are you going to wash my feet?
You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand.
No, you shall never wash my feet.
Unless I wash you, you have no part with me.
Then, Lord, not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well.
Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you.
Jesus continued and washed the feet of each of the disciples. Then when he had finished, all sat down at the table, and the meal began.
I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I will not eat it until it is fulfilled in the kingdom of God. This is my body, which is given up for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Take this, all of you, and drink from it. For this pours out the blood of the new covenant in my blood. This cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood. But see, the one who betrays me is with me, and his hand is on the table. For the Son of Man is going as it has been determined, but woe to that one by whom he is betrayed.
Who is this betrayer?
Who?
No way.
I wouldn't betray you.
Never!
I will die fighting.
Do what you must.
Where is Judas going, John?
I don't know, Peter. Maybe he has some responsibilities to take care of.
Following the Passover meal, Jesus and his disciples walk out of the city to the Mount of Olives and into the Garden of Gethsemane, which is where we join them. Jesus knows what is going to happen to him, and he is worried and afraid.
What's the matter, Jesus? You look sad. That's not like you.
Ah, my friend, this will be a hard night for me and for all of you. I will be betrayed into the hands of the priests, and you will all desert me.
Not me, Lord. I will never desert you. Even if I have to die for it, I will stand by your side.
Oh, Peter, Peter, so impetuous. But I tell you, this very night, before the cock crows in the morning, you will deny 3 times that you know me.
No, not possible. I will never disown you.
Neither will I.
No,
I won't
Jesus. I'll stay with you.
I've got a sword here. They'll never take you while I'm alive.
I've got one too. Jesus, do you think 2 swords is enough?
Yes, I'm sure that's all we will need. But you need to pray earnestly that you won't lose courage and fall victims to temptation. Wait here, watch and pray while I go over there by myself for a while.
What did he mean about being betrayed? Nobody knows we are here.
Anyway, they tried to get a hold of him for several times before, and they haven't succeeded. But I've never seen him so worried and unhappy.
I can't make sense of it all. Watch and pray, he said. But I'm so tired. It's been a very long day. I think I'll just go rest for a while.
Good idea. I'm not sure what I can pray for. Anyway.
Oh, my Father, is there any way out of this terrible ordeal? I am afraid of what is going to happen. But this is why I was sent. So not my will, but yours be done. Wake up! Is it too much to ask you to pray for a few minutes? Father, give me the strength to endure the suffering that is coming, if it is really your will that I should go through with it. Thomas, Andrew, Peter, why are you not praying? Don't you understand what is happening? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Pray for strength to endure what is coming.
Why is he so upset? It's quiet and lonely up here. Who is going to disturb us?
He often talks in riddles, and I don't always understand. Maybe something is going to happen tomorrow.
Well, he told us to pray, so let's do that. I wish I wasn't so tired.
My Father, I now understand and fully accept that all this is according to your will. They are coming for me now, and I will go with them. Wake up, all of you. This is no time for sleeping. My betrayer is close at hand.
The one I greet with a kiss is Jesus. Seize him. Greetings, Master.
Is that how you betray me, my friend? With a kiss? Peter, put your sword away!
Why, Lord? I will fight to save you or die trying.
This is not the time for fighting. Are you trying to stop me from following my father's will?
What's going on? Why is he going with him? If that's what he wants, we can't help him. Let's get out of here.
Where are they taking him? Let's follow and see what happens.
The soldiers are taking Jesus to the house of Caiaphas, the high priest, where he will be tried for blasphemy. Judas is with the group of soldiers, keeping well away from Jesus. Peter and a couple of other disciples follow at a safe distance. Let us follow them and watch what happens there. Here we are at the house of Caiaphas, the high priest, the most important religious leader in Israel. The house is very big and grand, as befits Caiaphas' status, and the household includes many servants, both inside and in the courtyard surrounding it. At last, Caiaphas has Jesus where he wants him, captured, bound, and on his own. Accompanied by the scribes and the elders, he can now interrogate Jesus and prove that he is a blasphemer. To that end, Caiaphas has engaged the services of several people who have been paid to give evidence against Jesus. Peter has followed Jesus at a distance and is now waiting anxiously to see what will happen. Judas is also there, hovering in the background as Jesus' trial before Caiaphas begins. Judas is beginning to realize just what he has done.
You are accused of blasphemy against God. How do you plead? What? Nothing to say now, eh? You had plenty to say when you had the rabble around you, eating out of your hand. Never mind. We have witnesses to your words and actions, and they will speak for you. Boy, go out and fetch the first witnesses.
Hey, don't I recognize you? You go around with that Jesus from Galilee, don't you?
Who is he? I don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen you with him. When he came to the city last week and all the crowds cheered for him, you were there as well.
You're wrong. I tell you again, I don't know the man. Why don't you believe me?
Tell us what this man said and did. Have you seen him breaking our laws?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. He walks about on the Sabbath, and he claims that we shouldn't pay taxes to the emperor.
Well, he didn't exactly say that. It was a temple tax he didn't want to pay. And where were you if you saw him walking on the Sabbath?
Get rid of these fools. They aren't helping. Haven't we got anyone better?
Yes, sir. We have several more waiting outside. I'll bring them in one at a time.
There you are. I've been looking for you. I know you are one of his followers. You even speak like a Galilean. Why not admit it?
I swear solemnly to you, I don't know the man. Why can't you go away and leave me alone?
Go and get the last two witnesses. What did this fellow say about our sacred temple?
He said he was going to knock it down and then rebuild it in 3 days.
No. He said that someone else had to knock it down, and then he would build it again, but not using his hands.
Anyway, he wanted it knocked down, which is a terrible crime.
Do you still have nothing to say in your defense? Can't you hear the charges they are bringing against you? Say something! I put you under oath to the living God to tell us if you are the Messiah, the Son of God.
Yes, I am. And you will see the Son of Man seated at God's right hand and coming on the clouds of heaven.
Blasphemy! You have all heard it for yourselves. What do you think?
He deserves death!
Look out. Here comes that Judas fellow.
What do you want? You've done your job and been paid. Be off with you.
I've done a terrible thing. I'm betraying an innocent man.
What is that to us? As you said, it was just a financial affair, as far as you were concerned.
Take back your money. Please, let him go free. He has done nothing wrong.
Get out of here before I have you arrested as well.
Caiaphas has got what he wants, but Israel is an occupied land, and he has no power to put people to death. He now has to persuade the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, to agree that Jesus should die. Caiaphas and his retinue take Jesus down to Pilate's court, and it is now Pilate's turn to question him. Caiaphas, with a group of priests, has brought Jesus to the court of the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. But Caiaphas does not enter the building.
We cannot go into Pilate's headquarters, or we will become ritually unclean and unable to eat the Passover. Go and ask the governor to come out to us.
Why have you brought this man to me? What has he done?
This is Jesus, the Nazarene, who has been perverting the nation and telling people not to pay taxes to the emperor. He has committed blasphemy by setting himself up as a Messiah, and he claims to be a king.
Jesus of Nazareth. I have heard of this man. Take him yourselves and judge him according to your law.
We have done so, but we are not permitted to put anyone to death.
Bring him up here then, so that I can question him.
Sir, I have a message for the governor from his wife.
Urgent message for you, sir. From your wife.
My wife? She knows not to interrupt me in court. What does she say?
She warned you not to have anything to do with this Jesus, whom she describes as an innocent man. She says she has had a bad dream about him. Do you want to send a reply?
Yes. Tell her I understand her concerns, and I will be cautious.
Yes, sir. Take this back to the governor's wife.
Are you the king of the Jews? What about these other charges they bring against you? What's the matter with you? Why don't you answer me? Are you a king?
Are you asking me this because you want to know? Or because of what the Jewish people are saying?
Am I a Jew? It is your own people who have handed you over to me. What have you done?
You say I am a king. My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my followers would be fighting to prevent me falling into the hands of the Jewish leaders. But my kingdom is far from here.
So you are a king, then?
It is you who keep calling me a king. But I was born and came into the world to bear witness to the truth. Anyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice.
Truth? What is truth? Whatever this man is, he's done nothing wrong as far as I can see. I'd like to release him.
These priests are jealous of him, but I've heard that the common people love him, so why not appeal to them directly? As it is Passover time, you could offer to release either Jesus or that bandit who led an insurrection and was found guilty of murder. Barabbas, his name was. A thoroughly nasty piece of work. The people aren't likely to choose him.
I find no case against this man. But you have a custom that one prisoner is released at the Passover. Shall I release for you the King of the Jews or Barabbas, the convicted murderer? What shall I do then with Jesus, who is called the Messiah?
Crucify him!
Crucify him!
Crucify him! Crucify him!
Why? What evil has he done? I find in him no grounds for the sentence of death. I shall have him flogged and then release him.
If you let him go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who sets himself up as king is an enemy of Caesar.
Enough! Get the servant to fetch me a bowl of water.
Boy! Bowl of water and a towel for the governor, quickly.
Out here, sir?
Of course out here. Don't argue, just do it.
I have no choice. I cannot save him from these priests.
But why? You know that those old priests have no real power. They can't force you.
You heard their threat. I can't risk the emperor finding out that I let a would-be king go free. It would mean recall to Rome, and then... I am innocent of the blood of this just man. See to it yourselves.
His blood be upon us and upon our children.
Take him away and flog him.
Sir, what inscription do you want on the cross? We usually put the crime, but...
But he has committed no crime. He was no threat to the emperor, only to the power of the Jewish priest, because he claimed to be their Messiah, or king. I know. Write, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
The priests won't like that, sir. They will want to change it to, he said he was the King of the Jews, or something similar. What will you say to them?
I shall say, what I have written, I have written. Make sure to inscribe it in the Jewish language, and Latin, and Greek, so that everyone can understand it, especially the priest.
Yes, sir.
In the barracks, the soldiers flogged Jesus and then mocked him. They dressed him in a purple robe and pressed a crown of thorns on his head. They bowed to him and say, "Hail, King of the Jews!" He is blindfolded and struck repeatedly with cause of, "Prophesy to us, O Christ, who is it that struck you?" Throughout this ordeal, Jesus says nothing. Finally, he's brought back and shown to the people.
Here he is.
Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him! Crucify him!
Get moving.
Jesus is exhausted and weak from the loss of blood and seems likely to fall at any moment, but he has to carry his own cross to the place of execution. Let us follow him as he begins his last journey.
Get up, you wretch.
You there. What's your name?
Simon, I'm not from around here. I come from Cyrene.
I don't care where you come from. Just get a hold of that cross and carry it. I don't want this fellow dying on the way.
Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but for yourselves and for your children.
Jesus is now at the place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. Jesus is the third person to be executed today. There are already 2 bandits who were crucified earlier. It was traditional for the soldiers to take and keep the clothing of the prisoners before crucifying them. So Jesus will be stripped and his garments shared out.
Get your arms up.
Here, King of the Jews, you'll need this.
Get him on the cross. Get those nails from over there.
Nails? We usually just tie him on.
Yes. Well, this one must have upset someone important. So it's nails and rope for him.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
What'd he say?
He says he forgives us. That's a new one on me. If they can still speak, they usually curse us. Anyway, let's hoist them up. Come and give us a hand here, will you?
Can we share his clothes out now?
You can have this. I'll take that. Here's a surprise. This is a really good material, and it seems to have been woven in one piece. I wonder where a peasant gets something like this.
Can I have it?
No, we'll roll for it. Have you got your dice with you?
Never without them. Highest wins. 6 and 3, 9.
Ha! 2 5s, 10. This will fetch quite a lot when it has been washed. Right. Job done. Now we just have to stand guard until this lot have died. I hope it doesn't take long. It is hot out here.
What does that notice by his feet say?
It says, Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
We told Pilate that it was wrong and that Caesar's our only king, but he wouldn't change it.
So, you're the Messiah, are you? You don't look like him now, do you? Come on down and we will believe in you.
Yes, you claim to help others, but you aren't so good at helping yourself, are you?
Rebuild the temple in 3 days? Don't make me laugh.
He was deluded and thought he was the Son of God. If that were true, why hasn't he saved them?
Oi! Messiah? Son of God? King? Whatever you are. Get me out of here if you're so clever.
Don't you fear God? We deserve what we've gotten. But this man is innocent. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Truly, I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. Mother, here is your son. John, here is your mother. Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me?
What did he say?
Not sure. It sounds as if he was calling upon Elijah, the prophet who was taken up to heaven in a fiery chariot.
Maybe Elijah will come and save him. There's a wine jar over there and some reeds. Get something to moisten his mouth so that we can hear what he is saying.
It is finished. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.
Truly, this man was the Son of God.
Joseph of Arimathea, a rich man, asked Pilate for Jesus' body. Pilate ordered the body of Jesus handed over. He was wrapped in a clean linen and laid in a tomb hewn in rock. A large stone was rolled across the tomb entrance. Pilate ordered the tomb secured and guarded until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come and steal the body. On the 1st day of the week, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw the stone removed and the tomb empty.
Why do you search for the living one among the dead?
So these guys and girls put in a lot of work over the past few weeks preparing practicing, setting things up. So we want to make sure everybody gets their due. So we had, in the position of the two soldiers, we had Bryce Hanley and Bryson Punch. In the position of Mary Magdalene, Eden McNell from AOL. Our narrator today with that voice was our own Raymond Howard. We had played Bystanders 1 and Bystander 2, Noah Casahoon and Gibson Lumen. We had played our host, Ryan Nguyen. Playing Simon the Zealot, one of the apostles, was Evan Oaklane. Playing Matthew, another apostle, was Antoine Tran. Playing Simon of Cyrene, helped Jesus carry the cross. That was Carter Newsham. We had our two thieves on the cross. That was Matthew Burnside playing the good thief and Aldrich Wilbur. We had Jonathan Arena playing one of the apostles. In the scene of the angel, in the very last scene, was Noah Crapel. Helping out in a couple different spots, including apostle of the crowd, was Wyatt Frazier. And we had playing Barabbas with that scream was Aiden Shepchek. The Roman soldier helping out Pilate was Larry Thomas as Quintilius. We had playing the servant for Pilate was Caden Bowie. And playing Pilate himself was Braden Cortez. We had witnesses 1, 2, 3, and 4 played by Gavin Richard, Braden Siebert, Garrett Alello, and Kellen Callaghan. Our staff member helping out was Brendan Spicuzza. We had a servant for Caiaphas played by Daniel Mailhouse. And then himself was Jason Brown. So we got our set. You can see the set. This is a pretty serious set that we built just in a couple of days. A lot of people to thank for helping us out with this set. Big thanks to the cheerleaders for letting us use their mats. Big thanks to the admin team, Mr. Marchese, Father Steve, the teachers, the faculty, the staff for their flexibility, allowing the students to miss, to practice, to be able to get out. And of course, as always, we could not have done this without Jason Brown Sr. Jason Brown Sr. was here for about 3 days. Could not have done it without him. There he is in the back over there. He's a humble guy over there. He's like to come out the front. Where's JJ? Did JJ come out? Yeah, you're right. Oh, JJ's not here. Perfect. There he is. So once again, I give you our 2020